Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is the first time of stopping by. Hi, nice meeting you for the first time, and please subscribe to my channel. To my old subscribers, I say thank you very much for all your support. So we are going to be making this hair bonnet, reversible hair bonnet. You can wear it two different ways, and without wasting so much time, let's dive into the video and I will see you at the end. So for this bonnet, we are going to be making use of these two fabrics. I have the yellow one and then the not so bright one. You can make use of any fabric of your choice. Just make sure that you have a square, more like a square fabric. That's something that you can fold as a flare and it will get you the measurement that you want. And for my measurement, I have 25 by 25 inches, in 25 by 25 inches. So I'm going to fold this into a triangular form and then I'll flip it over again to make a square. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and arrange my fabric. Well, if you don't have a flower or pattern fabric, you can make use of your plain satin fabric, but this is not a satin and is a crepe fabric, a very light crepe fabric that I am using. So the next thing I'm going to do is to take my measurement from the folded part of the fabric, and for this I am going down by 13 inches. This is more like a bigger bonnet so that I can able to wear it when I have big braids. So I'm marking 13 inches all around and I'm going to go ahead and cut this out once I am done. And remember, your measurement is going to be from the folded part of the fabric. So this is how it's going to look a full circle once you are done, and I'm going to do the same thing for the other fabric. So I transferred it to the yellow one. As you can see, I am cutting out from the folded part just like I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to pin this down so that it doesn't keep moving while I am cutting. So the same way I folded the first fabric is the same way I folded this yellow one, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the same measurement as the first one. And this is it after I was done. You can see is a full circle at this moment. So I'm going to be placing this front facing front, and as you can see, we have little bits of excess on the yellow one. That's because of how I was standing while cutting it, but nevertheless we're going to trim it off once we are done cutting. So the next thing I'm going to do is to pin this all around. You can as well, if you want, stitch it down without pinning, but for me it's a lot easier to pin. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this all around. Once I am done, I'm going to stitch it by ½ inch, and then I'm going to leave about 2 inches opening so that we can turn it inside out. So I'm going to stitch this down, and this is after stitching it. I'm just taking out my pins, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out all the excesses around the yellow fabric just like I mentioned earlier. If you haven't subscribed up to this moment, please hit on the subscribe button. Join the growing family. We bring so many styles to this channel, and I hope you enjoy this one and other ones. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. And once I am done cutting out all the excesses, I'm going to go ahead and make notches around the circle. Because it's a circle, that's why we are notching it all round. And once I am done, I'm going to go ahead from that opening that we left. I'm going to turn it to the right side, and this is it after I was done turning it to the right side. I'm going to arrange it well, and then take it to my ironing space to iron this. So this is it after I was done ironing. You can see that it's looking flatter than before. The next thing I'm going to do is to mark 1.1½ inches all around the circle. So I'm marking 1½ inches all around, just like you see me do. Please go ahead and do the same thing. Once I am done marking it, I'm going to go ahead and stitch all the markings that I marked. And before I went ahead to stitch it from that 1.5 inches that I marked. I'm coming in by ½ inch. I hope you understand this. So the first marking is 1.5 inches, and then from that 1.5 inches I'm coming in, I went in by ½ inch and then make another mark. And once I am done marking this, while stitching on the ½ inch, I'm going to be leaving opening on that side. Then but the first one I'm stitching all through it. That's the first 1.5 inches I marked. I'm stitching all around, but the ½ inch I'm going to still leave an opening. That place we had opening. So for my elastic is round my head circumference minus maybe 1 inch or 1.5 inches. You don't want to take out much so that it doesn't get too tight for you. So once I measured it and I cut it, I'm going to pass it through the ½ inch that we marked. And don't forget to secure the elastic at the end of the fabric of the bonnet before you start passing this through. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it into the ½ inch. Remember the ½ inch that we marked, that's where you're going to be passing this through. So I'm going to pass it all around. Once I get to the end, I'll pull it out and then take out the pin I used to secure the other end, put it together, and then I'm going to stitch it together. And then it's basically okay. Once I'm done stitching it together, I'm going to go ahead and close the opening that we have at the outside part and then the opening we have inside as well. And that's basically all for this style. I hope you enjoyed this video for this head bonnet. Give me a thumbs up if you do, and I'll see you in my